Hey all, this and OCs, we are doing some Megabonk. So I deleted 2 Megabonk episodes that I did not upload. The first one was of course our episode I recorded back in November, where I tried to go for the cactus power up, but it just felt like frustrating as crap, because what you actually should be doing is of course, if you have any way to reset, you should use the reset after the first 3 minutes if you don't get the cactus enemies. And even if you get the cactus enemies, you do need to stand still and get hit by the small little bubbles that spawn in order to actually reflect the damage. But there's a strong chance that you're gonna end up killing enemies, but in order to not do so, we're gonna actually refund this here to not carry more weapons and stuff like that. Now you could like refund the Tom as well. I definitely hope that you don't lose out on the money that this costs, that when you refund you like get back the full value, so you don't like refund again and get back like less value or whatever. Because yeah, now in terms of weapons, of course, obviously the only weapon you really need should be this. You shouldn't need the aura. You should actually just have this and the Frostwalker with the Aegis and stuff like that, right? In order to have less chance to kill enemies. I might bring the Luck Tom and the XP Tom there as well, but yeah, but normally you don't need them here for this run, or the difficulty Tom either, because you actually want actually to have tanky Toms and stuff like that, right? And you technically don't need the Thorns Tom at all. We have unlocked the Santa Hat, by the way. Now technically, if you really want to optimize things, there are certain power-ups here that you want to have. Now I have never used Kevin, by the way, together with like the golden gloves and stuff like that, and I understand how powerful that is, and gladly they have nerfed it. They've also nerfed the credit card here. Increase strike by 2% when opening a chest, also increases chest price by 10% and stuff like that. And the fact that they went after Kevin as well and stuff like that, and they made Kevin purple and stuff like that makes things interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, they also nerfed, actually they did nerf the Fox here and stuff like that. Let me actually show you here. So you can select who has Santa hats, of course, on, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and certain characters looks a bit silly with Santa hat on, you know, certain ones looks absolutely perfect. But we are going to be using Athena, of course, obviously, because, you know, we need to do the desert one and stuff like that. So we need to do this, boom. Then we need to play the desert, we need to play tier 1, and just, you know, just use whatever music you want. I don't think that any of these will theoretically matter. I mean, that could increase the enemy amount as well, thing and stuff like that, you know, and stuff like that, you know. I wonder how the Flores Love actually works. I would probably cover most of the maps, so that means that you have to be up in the air then and play like the bird character or whatever, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we're not using a challenge here, we're gonna be doing some regular desert here. And I'm gonna show you kind of how it works. So anyway, what settings, there are way more settings now. Of course, the whole thing there has been since some previous levels. But now something they added with this specific update was auto-select level up upgrades by highest rarity. You can add it on, but then you select when you auto-select the level of the like what thing. But then for example, the show item feed was something they added in a previous update. Skip portal animations they added there, and enable silver pods, which has been nothing before. Super quick reset. I have the quick reset button actually set to G, you know, and stuff like that, because if you have it set to R, you know, then you know it can conflict with that other button. So I have quick reset set to G there, as you can tell. The audio felt a bit low though. We're actually gonna turn it up to 80, I think, yes. And that of course means that there's no opacity to it at all, like you can see the full effect and stuff like that, but yeah. And random enemy targeting, actually, if you want the target to be more effective, then you kinda need to turn it down to 0.25 and stuff like that, but sometimes actually turning it down to that can be really, really bad at times, but yeah. So we have quick reset on, but you need to have both quick reset on and super quick reset for things to actually work and stuff like that, but yeah. So the way it actually works, by the way, because when I did the first video with Athena and I tried to go for the cactus thing, then what I said was, for example, oh, there is no, you know, there is no actual an armor already. That's really, really good, because we want to quote-unquote get tanky and stuff like that. Now normally you won't have like HP and stuff like that. Theoretically, we shouldn't need I mean, theoretically, if I would have had, if we would have gone with the XP Tom, then that might have been better, because more levels equals we get more Thorns Just the frostwalk, let's just get that right away. So we're just going with 2 weapons. XP gain then. Yeah, so we actually want to get projectiles, by the way, if possible. That's when we really want to take the shield, because the projectiles are really important for the shield here. There's shield. Projectile count. That's good. There's some cactus already. Okay, that's good. So we already have some cactus enemies, but the main problem is, sure, cactus enemies are nice, but we have very few shields right now, which is not good. We don't want to kill them, of course, obviously, you know, if possible, we don't want to kill them. If possible, you know, we want to avoid killing them actually. Because if you stand here, for example, boom, 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 you can start losing HP very quickly, so you have to be very quick to react. But once you have more shields, you can actually survive more easily and stuff like that. So attack speed is good. So we have 3 now, so boom, 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 boom. I don't know if that even kills something because our Thorns is very low and stuff like that, yeah. We do want to get this, however. I think it spawns right. This is 2-minute spawn now. The best thing could of course be if we could get more cactuses to spawn here. Boom, boom, boom. HP regen is good, because we need to regen some health here and stuff like that, so yeah. So HP regen is very good. You could also go with lifesteal and stuff like that as well, but yeah. So I said, for example, oh, there's no weapon that scales with you know, like Thorns, but that's actually wrong. Aegis specifically does scale with Thorns and stuff like that, which is really good. Oh man. This guy, please. There's the projectile count. Normally you don't need to go with the projectile count, but I feel like the projectile count is just gonna make this so much faster. Now I don't know what the next enemy were that spawned. Maybe it was the... I think it was actually the rolling balls and stuff like that, right? Which, you know... Come on, please. Help me, please. Projectile count. Max HP, good. Okay, so... can we get 4? Yes. So let's stand there for it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Scorpionus. See, that's not good. I mean, that is good. Because we can fairly easily kill them if we just, you know, get hit by them. I think there was some way to track the things, by the way. I think there's some way to actually track them. We don't want to die this early. That would be bad. Right, that, please. Thank you. It's fucking scary because, you know, stand here for a little bit. Almost died here, by the way. Why, man? Why? It's gonna be feeling really frustrating if it's like, you know, we're almost dead. This needs to be. Yeah, that felt like complete bullshit, man. Yeah, that was very frustrating, by the way, because, you know, that was a good spawn with them spawning. So they spawned at the very first minute there and stuff like that, right? Because they cannot spawn as the initial enemy, I don't think there's any chance. That is the absolute worst tornado position. There's projectile counter immediately. You shouldn't have carried us when it was that far away, though. That's fucking... projectile count, though. So yeah. Now the thing is, of course, attack speed is also very important and stuff like that, but yeah, you know... Actually, you can kill the scorpions pretty quickly, right? But actually going far away from them is actually the absolute worst. Unless you have a bunch of like movement speed. So let's go HP region here, actually. Right, and we let's use the free chest. Okay, movement speed there is very good. Of course, keep in mind that now, even though like we might still just get unlucky here and stuff that, let's just go for it account here for a while. Because we won't have a lot of breakdowns with the shield. Attack speed actually. Because attack speed should affect how often the shield comes up, but apparently like certain things doesn't do what you might think for certain weapons and stuff that, right, you know. Because the way this attacks is it actually basically sends a shockwave, but you cannot really see the shockwave. I mean, you can see it for a very short while, but it's not like massive or anything like that, but you know. But I believe that that's what size actually does and stuff that for this shield. That could have been important. There's Thorns, by the way. Now let's go HPV right now. Money is going to be important here, so we're gonna actually get some money here. Please. And I believe the actual size here is actually fairly important and stuff that, you know. You might not think that it's going to be important, but you know. The reason why I took so much damage there, by the way, is because I knew that there were like the health thing here. So, yeah. So 2 minutes, so that cost the skeletons to spawn, yeah, so you know. Now it is entirely possible to get a lot of the cactuses to spawn, but I've seen rounds where we don't get a single we don't get a single cactus and all stuff like that. And sometimes I don't want to reset off the first 2 minutes because I don't think that decides the entirety of the enemies that can show up. Okay, that's actually insane. That makes the movement speed 1.3. So that. Okay. That's from killing enemies, right? Yeah. Gloves. You see, we have quite a few charges now over the shield and stuff that was really good. And stuff that, but yeah. Okay, so there's quite a few more wise. There's the Scorpion Uzi. Deal to nearby enemies, yes. That's really, really bad though. You wanna get a lot of charges here. That's good, that's a freeze effect. Oh, we're almost dead. You see how frustrating it is, but it is better to just die here like that, you know, and stuff that, right? Because we got no extra kills there. I don't know if we even got any kills last time with the whole thing. But why do they make this one so hard, getting the Thorns item, getting the cactus? I don't know if the cactus is even good, if the cactus is actually worth it. And people will say that, oh, yeah, it's so easy and stuff that, right? Like, I feel like it's stupid, like why couldn't you just why couldn't you just make it right so that out of chance. So why couldn't they just make it right so that why couldn't they just make it so that kills with the actual shield up, like for example just running into the cactuses and killing them with your shield up should count as lifesteal good. Should actually count as, in my opinion, should count as Thorns kills because of the fact that the damage of the shield scales with Thorns. That's how you actually get huge damage on it, because the damage the weapon gets on itself, by the way, if you get damage upgrades for it, are very, very low size. Because the size actually does affect how large the hit is that you get out. So it becomes easier to see actually. Okay, cursed always good. Okay, so we got skeletons again. There's a magnet, very important to remember. Okay, we know where the portal is. Okay. Evasion could be good. Because evasion, from my understanding, you can still not get hit by something, or you could evade a hit and still get the effect of. There's a Thorns stone, by the way, which is good. Because if we can get our Thorns to be powerful enough, then that would make it more likely that we actually kill the enemy and stuff like that, right? So, max HP. Next up, I would like armor and stuff like that, right, if possible. Or maybe evasion could also work. But then you need a lot of evasions, generally speaking. Power up drop chance. So power up drop chance is now 1.1. It's not that much of an increase, really. That's clock though, which is good. That might actually really come in useful. There's cacti. What are we doing? That's the Thorns. But why is Thorns sitting from that distance, huh? That's the cursed doll effect. God damn it. But doesn't the cursed doll count as being Thorns damage? I don't know if that's the case or not. I mean, I would love to get way more shards of this and stuff that, right? You know, like those two, for example, are not going to count as actual Thorns damage. From my understanding, okay, now we finally got the enemy that is better to get here. Projectile count. So then we either need to go for armor or we need to go for max health here. Oh, that's a green shield. Excellent. That's really good because then we can use stand here and take a bunch of damage. Hopefully it lasts long enough here so that they can come close enough, please. Use the cacti, please. Why don't they want to attack sometimes? Okay, there's the nuke. I mean, this could be really bad to do, maybe. Refresh. Actually, let's go with evasion instead, maybe. I don't know, maybe now they won't spawn any more cacti. Which could be really bad. Projectile count. Frostwalker. Projectile count. Steel. Yeah, having a lot of black evasion will also be really good here. Projectile count again. But now we get more cacti. Good. Damage on that. Because sometimes it seems like they're trying to attack from a really long distance at a time. But now it's always when something coming close, you know. Evasion. So what's our evasion? Our evasion is 28, okay. Thorns. Oh, Thorns is 71, okay. We're level 15. That's not super good or anything on the first stage. Especially because there's not a ton left. Right, but we know where the end is here. Is that okay? I don't know if those kills even are, like, that's why the tracking would be so good and stuff that to like be able to tell like, okay, like what kills that I'm getting are actually counting as Thorns kill, you know, and stuff that, you know. Because like getting it by that, like here's the thing, like if they could use do the projectile like from a massive distance, then that would be really, really good duration maybe. But I do think, right, that duration, for example, if something is like a poison effect, right, or a freeze effect, that should change, you know, how long they last. I feel like, you know. Maybe we should use buff of Thorns, because then maybe it's a higher chance that we kill stuff with Thorns, you know, if that makes sense. Evasion. But then maybe we eventually use stand and tank, but then the problem is that we actually end up killing stuff. Evasion. Do you stand here now? Like, are we completely unkillable at this point because we all attack fast enough? I don't know. The best thing could be if we could get a swarm with cacti actually, but I don't think we actually can. We're gonna die if we do this. Unless we get this power. Evasion. So we have 47% chance to evade now. Pretty insane. Not the most insane though. Because, you know, if we run out of charges, I mean. And that is insane with the amount of evades actually. Like the build gets actually pretty good with enough with enough like evades. Like it just becomes insane. See, here's the thing, like why do they have to get this close to like be like to attack you and stuff that like makes no sense. So he won't be able to hit us actually if we use like this, like. Yeah, that was Thorns that killed him, definitely 100% that was Thorns doing that. More damage actually. Now I would have added an alternative mode instead, like get Thorns Tome up to a certain level or something like that, or maybe have it so that just cactuses always spawn or whatever on this level if you go on certain spawn. Why aren't they trying to go for the rings attack anymore? I don't know, man. So we need to actually go towards the thing now. Armor. Yes, that armor would be nice. What's our evasion? Our evasion is 52%. Yo, speedy boy, that will actually be like a lifesaver thing. Or again, imagine if you could make it so something else could spawn instead of the other things, right? When we lucky, you know, I think it was. Hello, little newbies. Are you gonna be a complete geek face, or are you gonna be like die? Like, are you gonna die very, very quickly? Am I gonna have to call the sheriff? Yeah, okay, that's good. if that was him doing that attack. Because that felt that the tornado came from somewhere. Because if we kill this boss, we should get all the XP on the stage, or however it is that it works. Correct account. Yeah, good. Because we cannot go to the next stage because, you know. No, it's just about surviving, of course, obviously. Evasion. Evasion is the most important actually if we can get several over. I don't know how possible that is. Correct account though. I might just die very quickly here actually. We need a Savarudo. Oh, we did get a slow effect though. Malicious please. Now if you of course get enough lifesteal as well, also, you know, that could be really good. I think we trigger effect again. I thought you could only trigger like the speed bar like once or whatever. But yeah, I'm curious though, because I'm pretty certain, right, that it counts like things we've gotten from previous things. So yeah, how many more Thorns kill did we get? Okay, we're up at 73 Thorns kill, so not really that much of an increase, not even 10. Whatever, right, which feels like really weird. So maybe no duration maybe off, luck maybe off, maybe experience beyond. I mean, if we really want to, there should be certain things that are way better. Like for example, like getting like the spiky shield would be really good. Either use could also be good as well. But yeah, there's a lot of things that could be good. But no, is there another weapon that could work instead? That wouldn't necessarily kill stuff, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many bands is it that you have? Because I would definitely add even more bands than this and stuff that, right? Because I don't think the amount of bands you have in a game is even close enough. So let's do the desert again. Where's the bandit though? Knock back, okay. Now we could just try and avoid like getting another weapon, if possible, like picking up another weapon and all, and just having it through this weapon and stuff that without just sticking with this as much as possible. You know, that could be it. But then of course we still need to get lucky with you know, things. No, I should have. Goddammit, I need to banish the fucking door. I need to learn to banish that, goddammit. I need to banish the doll if we see it. I should have actually just removed the doll, by the way. We should just fucking remove the doll from the item pool just to make things easier. Because I'm pretty certain that... Oh man, that's dead for me first. Yoink yoink. Correct account. Boom boom. Okay, there was not a lot of charges. You see, sometimes they're so slow with getting the charges. And then we're dead. Yes, fine. You might say, oh, don't do a challenge shrine then or whatever, right? You know, but you know, you need to be aggressive with, of course, doing certain things, you know. Just a correct account. This will, of course, spawn more bosses. But there's no cactus boss though, which is a bit weird. I mean, I don't think there is. At least not on tier 1. But it's weird, like, why couldn't there be a cactus boss, you know? Luck. Refresh. Correct account. Okay, and we get, yeah. Because that is upon hitting an enemy, so that won't, you know. And they also made a certain achievement, by the way, in the crypt this year. Or actually, they made several achievements that are cheaper and stuff like that, because, yeah. They made it so that you could do it with any character, and I did it with the monkey, the one where you have to get all the pots and all the chests. But the monkey is kind of hard to control, by the way. There's armor tone, by the way. There's movement speed. Combo socks, good. Boom. And that's the clock. Boom. Boom. Because if you get a power up like this, you really want to like try and abuse it. Project account on the shield. That's a really good skeleton to get. Damage on the Aegis. We're just gonna try and get a lot of Aegis levels if possible. Because if you only go with one weapon, then Aegis needs a lot of levels to be able to actually carry you and stuff like that, right? Because otherwise, you're just gonna die. Key. It's gonna be important actually. Oh, was that free? I don't know. I don't think it was. That's a nuke though. Break the count on the Aegis there. Correct account, and then we nuke, boom. Okay, that was very short range on the nuke. So the nuke is way shorter range than you might think. I don't think they nerfed it though. So there's 2 magnets here. Important to remember. It wasn't actually getting difficult to be nice here. Because it's only 5% difficult now. Of course, if this worked more like the tombstones, then that would actually be better, because the tombstone gives you the experience of that. I would replace those great things with the actual tombstones, because I do think those also make sense, because the tombstone is more of a risk than the actual difficulty ones. Okay, so we get the golems again. Refresh, armor. So we do have 10% difficulty, which, you know, might be bad. Game source is good. I need to get charges back. The money. Experience gain. Refresh. Project account. So we do have the XP. We do have the armor and we do have the quantity. So right, so experience, armor, quantity. So it's either going to be lifesteal. It's either going to be lifesteal, HP regen, or HP, I think. Yeah, or HP. And stuff like that. There's a lot of reason, of course, to get HP and stuff that, right? It's very, very good. Evasion can also work. And stuff that, because we saw how much evasion helped last time and stuff that, once we had enough of it. But it doesn't seem to do anything against the ghost at the very end, but that doesn't really matter. Except it should matter, you know, but yes, we haven't seen any XP gain. Another key. So that's 2 keys. We can open this. Okay, time watch is good. So there are certain things that we are gonna need to quote-unquote ban if we happen to come across. No, that's very good because we could get keys. A lot of keys here, if possible. We can survive here. Correct account. Yes. Oh, that's too scary. That's too scary. Run away, run away, run away. We can go back to that. Once things are a little bit better. I don't know if we have left enough XP. Oh, there's cacti. Down. This is really good because correct account. Oh, that's a lot of enemies though. Oh, we cannot refresh. Where's the damage dome? Boom. XP gain. Because now, basically, now the small things are really, really good, but now the main problem is we need to kill the sand golems somehow. A nuke would be good, but then it's a risk that we're just gonna kill all the cacti. Or just get this, just get clock. And then we need to find an opening. But we need to get out of this before this ends. And you can see how massive the hitbox is now on it. There's the max HP. I think we can open 2 maybe. So that goes completely fine. Beer, yeah, 10% plus damage, that's nice. Let's get more shields. Let's go towards this again. And I know there was another magnet somewhere which we are going to be using. Okay, another thing. Whoa, Nelly! That is fucking dangerous to do. Okay, fine. I went fine because I had enough shield charges. I knew I was going to get out of there. You know, see, that's like it can be like insanely powerful. Okay, we lost the movement speed, which is not good. We still need to somehow deal with the sand golems. The thing is, we just need to get one lovely hit in, you know, and stuff like that, and then we can deal with it. Refresh. Armor. And another swarm. There's an actual nuke on the map. But getting to that nuke is another difference. Maybe we can get to the nuke. Yo! We just need to reach you, Mr. Nuke. Boom. Refresh. Max HP. Boom. Well, this is an HP also. Correct account. Great, fantastic. Correct account again. You're dead. Good. Now we're dead. I don't know even if we got any kills there all during that run. Did we get any kills? I wanna check. I think we maybe got 1 kill. with Thorns, you saw all those cactuses there, and then you might be like, oh yeah, how did we only get one, you know, and stuff like that, and then just, you know. So, curse on enemy, we cannot have that. Yeah, poison, we probably need to banish the cheese if we get it. Freeze is completely fine, I think, though. So ghost we cannot have. So up. Spark plug we would need to quote unquote do. Get rid of. Also fine, that is fine. That could be fine, but that is just way too risky to have. No, it's not we cannot have that because that is poison. Gas mask is a waste, Bob is a waste. But that's upon hitting an enemy, that is different though. Although I don't know, man. You will see. I think that is fine. Remove that. The fact that we got the cactuses there, but you know, that just felt all right. And that was just because we didn't kill those enemies there and stuff like that, because I wanted, we were like pretty tanky there, except of course for certain of those enemies and stuff like that. Experience gains early could be good here. Experience gain. Okay, so ring might be good actually if we stack that with evasion toll maybe. Now what's our XP? Okay, so we are 1.1 more XP than normal. Experience gain again. I mean, if we can get a lot of experience gain early on, then you know, like we could gain levels more quickly. But we would need to have a lot of levels, supposedly. And if we try to go and get it, if we try and get too many levels with the XP gain, then that could be bad because then we're not gonna have a good shield. I'm starting to get worried here now because of that, you know. Those are the wisp enemies, I believe, which we do need to get kills with the fox and stuff like that. But the fox just need to get any kills on them, right? If I remember correctly, it doesn't need to use some specific weapons at all. Experience gain. I don't know if they technically, if those enemies actually influenced anything, you know, or whatever. This armor though. Good. Will we go with evasion next, maybe? Armor. Projectile count. What's our Thorns? We have 21 Thorns, which is not super high. So that's the thing also, the Thorns needs to be high enough also to so we actually one-shot stuff. Because Giant Folk got fixed in the previous patch and stuff like that, and Dex kept calling like Giant Folk not working, you know. Also crits have 40% chance to become mega crits, gain 50% crit chance, and increase mega crit damage by 50% per stack, so yeah. So having multiple folks are actually worth it and stuff like that, so yeah. But does that mean that we are gonna get a Mario character eventually and stuff like that, right? Or we're gonna get like a, you know... Okay, so we're 1.5, so we're almost double Black XP gain. And our HP is not looking good, man. We don't really have any way to, like, okay, we can, like, we do regen very, very slowly and stuff there, but that is not good. I was lucky that that was an evade. I think we would have died otherwise, actually. Yeah, we should actually be taking shrines if possible. Max SP. God fucking damn it, Scorpion, we're seeing why do you have to go already? Okay, this is the movement speed that we really want to, but evasion. We're dead. And it wasn't worth it anyway. And then of course we get a cactus immediately, or we get a microwave immediately. So getting the XP Tom there early on was good. Like the count. I'm not gonna take a projectile value there. Again, it depends on the levels we get. And you know, yeah, I can understand like if they made Aegis too fast of a weapon without getting back at the shot, but I feel like they should have made it so that once you have all the weapon slots, you should be able to choose how many starting weapons you want, and maybe even be able to choose to have one starting weapon and stuff like that, or whatever, you know. Okay, there's the magnet. Lucky magnet. Okay. We're actually being very aggressive here. We're trying to get all levels here and stuff like that, right? Yeah, that wasn't super good or anything, right? But of course, yeah, you know. Lifesteal, let's get the lifesteal. Okay, is that the second microwave down? So the microwaves are within hearing distance of one another. Yeah, that's interesting. I normally do not want to spawn these, but you know, sometimes you can get lucky, of course, with what you spawn, by the way. Heal. Seems to be a lifesave, actually. Nice. Some money. Come on. Ooh, yes. That is not even a full heal. Ooh, that's another one though. Okay, cacti. Good. So we're seeing some cacti, that's good. Maybe we could stand still because we do have a lot of shields here. Okay, good. I really want to take a shrine here if possible, by the way. No. I don't know if I stärkte det i någon offers, they know where I did get them. You see they're shooting the spikes there. But I don't know if technically do the Thorns kills only count when we don't have the shield left? Is that the question, right? You know. Lifesteal. Okay, we have 17 Thorns, which is not super great. Let's take a regular chest. That's HP regen. That's very, very useful. we need to keep an eye out for him. I don't know if the sheet was a good idea here though. Lifesteal. The shield's there. I'm curious, did we get a single kill there? We had 73, I think. 82, so you see there in that short time span we got quite a lot of kills because of that. That was interesting. I actually want to use a different Athena. Actually, let's use Crimson Athena for once. Actually. Just getting a little bit more variation, you know, and stuff that though. Ooh. Purple. Okay. Luck. Yeah, maybe. How much was that? 163 though, you're very expensive. Unless... Knockback! So now that they've introduced hats with the Santa hat, does that mean that we're gonna get like hats like, you know, Among Us, you know, stuff that like, oh, we're gonna become like absolute hackers, you know? You know, we're gonna get an insane amount of hats, you know, but yeah. But I definitely don't hope that the game continues on with the whole thing, that how it feels like every single stage is just harder than the previous one and stuff that's right, you know? Because that just feels like, okay, like, yeah, sure, like, you know, like I thought that the game was meant to be fun, you know, and stuff that's right. And you saw the reason why we got so many kills there was because of the fact that we haven't gotten another weapon. That's why the majority of the kills we got was okay, let's get just a little bit of extra things. But I would definitely have added more Thorns item maybe to the game, you know, and stuff that, you know. Or like a more useful version of this type of like shield weapon and stuff that, yeah, you know. Like, I don't know, maybe blessed hammers, you know, I don't know. You know, like being like paladin, you know, something like that, you know. Stop. Okay, Sword. Look at the target taking max health, you know. Okay. I really want to run into you. Good, max HP, good. Right. We've gotten some good things fairly early on. Oh, that's the bounty. Okay, please let us kill the stuff here actually before it runs out. I'm pretty certain it's gonna blink before it runs out though, so max health is very good. It's got to run out. That was pretty insane value. We're level 7 already. 2 minutes in, it looks pretty decent. Not the best thing though. Armadillo is good. Projectile count is good. Although it might have been better with shield there for that specific point. Take this. Boss Buster is nice. So you might actually kill the boss really fast. The question is though that it does all the damage really. Shield. Actually, I hate the poison effect though, because the poison effect seems to go through the Aegis shield that you will still get poisoned. Oh, that's weird. Like what? Get my scorpion thing immediately here. This is good, there isn't too many enemies near him yet, or near it yet, no. That's too dangerous. And then of course we die, of course we die, of course we die. And we got the actual Wild West music there, you know, right? Because there's not the regular Sans music. Works. Slightly more thorns, not a lot. But I don't think we saw Cactus during that run either, so you know. HP region. Our HP region is of course good, but the main problem with a lot of stats is that it's not impactful enough until you reach like a bigger amount and stuff like that. Yeah. HP region, okay, good. So now we have 50 HP region because we start with 10 of course, obviously. Evasion, so 6% evasion, yeah, so 7%. Banish. Banish the cheese, so the cheese won't ever show up again. Evasion actually. Oh, it's so good. Evasion. Because the evasion is something that can make you like really, really tanky. If we get enough of it, of course, obviously. I feel like because of the way the tome works, the tome is very, very powerful. Because of the way it works, because I believe that that the tome gets less affected by, you know, like diminishing return. The item gets more affected by it, like the if you stack the evasion thing. Okay, there's a Mowai. How many Mowais? There's 5 Mowais on stage. Okay. HP region, that's very, very good. So now we have 95 HP region, that's pretty decent. So that makes the HP region tome even stronger, by the way. We're only level 4 at this point though, so keep that in mind. Over 2 minutes in. Normally we are level 7 at this point, but yeah. There are things to like look for, right? Like a lot of like this game is decision making. And, you know, it might seem like stupid like going for this power because the cactus probably doesn't end up in like one above the clover, by the way, to 10% instead. Because they don't want the whole thing to be like, oh, get the luck credit card and then you stack as many of them as possible, right? And then you just open a bunch of chests, right? And then you just to gain enough money, you just get Kevin. And then you just get the golden sheet or whatever it is you get. So now we're up at 38% evasion though, which is not great. Thorns is there though, XP gain. Okay, let's get XP gain then. And this is home, right? Yeah, no, this is evasion, yeah. Probably dead. Can you stop shooting for once? That's the main problem. Evasion, please. The main problem is that you get hit by everything, you know, and stuff like that. Landmark, please. Evasion, please. Because here's the thing, that maybe if we can get enough evasion, we can use. So it was also okay that could actually maybe save us. And we're finding all the Moais now. HP region, maybe we could get enough HP region here to maybe survive. It's crazy that we're surviving this long though. I think we need to get both of these here. That more max health, which is good. Main problem though is that it can do that attack from an infinite range. So I feel like, you know, so you're never safe, right? You know. Did it even spawn the big wave then, or was I mistaken? The big wave, or is it just because we got launched so many times? You know? Because we've already gotten this head before here. Almost dead. We're dead. And that was not a single kill from the thing, by the way. There's an old spawn point. A merchant. Okay. Oh, you have power gloves. Ghost Gabbies is good. 10% difficulty, 0.8 HP. What is that on enemies? Nah, but I think that's your HP bite, isn't it? Because, like, I feel like if it, you know, would. 64 though. It's not super much money early on. Sneeze. We keep in mind that at this point I have done the Game Boy list, by the way, of the top 25 Game Boy games. Although there ended up being some Game Boy Colors games on there as well, you know. So what does the blue guy have? Okay, that could be very good actually. Because that is only 86 for that. HP, please. Yes. Okay, there's the attack speed. So I mean, it should make it so that we get the shield very, very quickly here. Max HP, please. Almost died here. Armor. Oh. There's the evasion now. There's the little bit more armor. Actually, let's get brass knuckle instead, because brass knuckle is actually a bigger deal often. At least early on and stuff like that than the thing. P-Ring, okay. There's a free Moai there though. And we're dead. Because we got pushed into enemies. Ooh. And then it's a freaking magnet now. Armor. I mean, spawning the sand golems aren't that bad, but yeah. Of course, yes, if you want to survive, like, as I've shown before, like, for example, like, if you just get the respect account. It depends entirely, right, sometimes what you get on the stage and stuff that, and like getting the scorpion is so bad, right, and it just feels like, you know, like, and there's only 2 shaded guys on the stage, by the way. There's 5 boss curses though. Certain enemies are of course very easy to deal with, like from the shelling shrines themselves, attack speed. Because we can confirm there, right, that attack speed definitely affects the thing there. Okay, HP reading is good. Why? Yeah? Spicy meatball is good? Ugh. Okay, crit chance is good. Armor, there were attack speed on there. Account, was that 2 chests? Yes, it was actually. That's good. So now we have how much? 95 HP regen. Okay, max HP. So that's pretty crazy. So we have what? We have HP, we have the regen, we have the quantity, and we have the armor. That's an OXP tome, but you know, this is pretty good. We can gain enough level on them quick enough, and then we can get a big enough HP pool. We also need to get enough, you know, like quantities and stuff like that, right? Yeah, so the boss is not gonna spawn until... Let's get some more HP. Actually, that seems to actually be very, very good synergy with the spicy meatball, by the way. Patient. That was a lot of damage though, we could have gotten there. I don't know why they have to make the cactus enemies so frustrating and stuff like that, right, you know. And of course we get the absolute worst enemy here. The worst boss. You know, all one of them is almost dead here. Yeah, that is good. Now we just need to regen here enough. Maybe we can make a piece of maybe. Dying. Because see, that's the thing, right? Like, oh, like the people who think that, oh, you're bad at the game because you're dying so much. But it's just like, yeah, if you just had several weapons here and you do try to coordinate this and weren't trying to go for the Thorns kill, then you're surviving this stage is not hard at all. Lots of times. But then again, for a lot of characters, you used to die if you could just get the scorpion thing if you don't have certain other things already. Like like you can, like if you just get enough projectile counts, if you just have enough charges of this shield, then you can use to kill the scorpion immediately and stuff like that. Like you can be extremely aggressive. I've had times where I haven't had like a lot of weapons on here, but I just had like good level. I just had a good like projectile amount on the shield, because if you just have enough projectile amount on the shield, then that is enough so you can use win. Pretty much. And there's the golden shield. This is a double shrine, yes. Shield. Max HP. Correct at home. And the reason why they wanted to nerf the whole Kevin with the gold gain is because, you know, like with Robinette, of course, getting the Kevin with this golden shield would be the absolute best combination and stuff like that. But they wanted for Robinette specifically for the gold, like the gold gain tome to actually have value, because to get strong, of course, the more. Okay, so get attack speed here. There's a merchant here. Cactus. Cloak. So we can run away. Yo, lock in, chat, lock in. Correct account. HP region. Maybe we should have taken a home layer actually. Okay, so now we're maybe cooking, maybe. But we could still get uncooked if we get the fucking scorpions again. Boom, boom. Good. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if we've been killed with that because we only have 17 Thorns. Because we still need to get levels, of course, obviously from other enemies. Break the count there on the shield. Okay. Evasion. We want to kill the Sand Golem not too late, because if we leave him alive for too long, then that makes things way more dangerous, especially when there's a big wave going on. Nice. The first account there again. Oh, okay, he's almost dead now. If we can use Sweet in here. He's been again. Okay, we have 2 charges left. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. He's dead. Okay. Because you can see now we have a lot of shield charges. Stop levels is very important. Break the count. Because I have been able to on this stage, by the way, have a very, very ridiculous amount of projectile count. That is entirely possible. You get to ridiculous amounts of projectile count. you should actually see how ridiculous the count can get to. If you know what you're doing, you know, or rather if you get lucky, rather, you know. Attack speed. Yes. Correct account. We can do that for a while as well. How much stones do we have? We have 27 thorns. Isn't this the actual desert music? I think it is actually. We double stack this. It is cactus. We did it. We have the cactus. Nice. So now we have the cactus done. Now we can use go ape shit. Okay, good. Nice. Now I don't need to care. Now we just kill. Dig to kill. Now we use the strat. Because we do have quite a lot of luck HP regen, and we do have quite a lot of luck HP lying around here. So I can use this. Because this build is absolutely insane. Like with the, yeah. Now that we have the thing right, like we don't, you know. This build is absolutely insane now. We can actually go now already, probably kill the boss already. Because what is our project account? We have 4 project accounts just from that alone. That's not doesn't count the projectiles that we have on the weapon itself. So we have +1 project account from that. That's just for my shrine. And then we have like plus project account, like how many times we have level 3 on the tome. I remember, did we find an actual we haven't found the microwave, and there's apparently 2 magnet shrines on the stage. The count on Aegis, evasion. Yeah, that's the cactus item finally, man. No more like silly desert. Like silly, like do we just get? Yeah, I think we can use survivors. I'm 100% confident that we're not gonna die because, you know. Because the shield is gonna get ridiculous, by the way. Project account. Project account is the most important thing, actually. Good gloves. Nothing but cash. Some cash, man. Hell yeah, cash, man. Yeah, because it's the size that we're getting. It's the size when we're counter-attacking with the shield. That's what's so fucking massive. That's pretty hilarious, man. Not gonna lie. Yo, spiky shield as well. Fucking man of Thorns, that is gonna be absolutely cracked. Maybe we'll just take chunks now as well, because we already have a bunch of projectiles. Yeah, creation. And this is just gonna get insane. And we're only level 20, but and we're this powerful like this and that. But that's the thing, like when you only focus on, okay, now what's this? Okay, we need like a lot of shards, of course, obviously, you know, stuff like that, but still. Oh, got the speed here. So yeah, we're gonna need to land a little bit actually. X begin, I think. X begin. Sorry for kill one, I already meant. Don't die now. Don't die now when I said we were so like... Because I know we were king, yeah, see, we got back a lot of health here. Because of that. XP gain. Never take the magnet now when we're almost like done. Okay, good. Right account on that actually. Right account. That's that there. XP gain. Right account. Correct account. Correct account on that. Evasion. Oh shit, that's a lot of bosses. We didn't even get all the boss curses. Could have had 2 more. And yeah, this is gonna be a bit rough here. I mean, we should wait until we have more shield charges though. Which can be a bit scary to do. We have another magnet over here. Can you stop using the beam, please? Make the count on that on the sheet, please. Size on Aegis so that we like reflect back further. So many balls! Or rocks rather, shoulders. One of them is almost dead. We're dead and we're almost dead. Please, save us. Okay, while airborne, okay, that's actually pretty good. Evasion, please. What's our evasion? 42% evasion, that's pretty decent, but we need to kill them quickly enough here for 1 minute so that the tough goes spawn. We died. But we did get the cactus. How many kills did we get, by the way? Okay, so we got 2,000 kills on the very first stage. We did do 6k damage on the fucking Aegis, level 10 Aegis. Like, only level 10 Aegis, by the way. We did only 13k damage with the Thorns, but yeah, you know. That's actually... Level 33, that was actually pretty decent. And what level 6 is, like, none of these were like super high. None of these, like, items were super impressive, you know, and stuff like that. So you could tell there how good it can get sometimes. So, kill 100 enemies with Thorns damage. Shoot out spikes upon taking damage, yeah. So damage skills with Thorns, yeah. So that's basically the effect from the cactuses themselves and stuff. That's, yeah, you know, that's good. Right, now we can add a bunch of items back here and stuff like that, so yeah. We don't need to go for that again, right? Now there aren't that many weapons left to unlock. We still have this, of course, random graveyard, which I don't know really what the whole mask is on the graveyard. And stuff like that. If it's just one of those, like, oh, this just has a chance to spawn inside, like a, you know, like a gravestone. Because it says specifically graveyard, it doesn't mean the crypt, because otherwise it would tell you that it's in the crypt. As Roberto, okay, break every pumpkin. Okay, so as Roberto as the ghost guy. Defeat the stage boss Athena. We have still haven't done that with the Aegis. Kill those Princess Birdo, kill Big Bob on Graveyard. But now it's not using only lamps, now it's just the killing blow. I find this one for 6 minutes. Restore 50 with Splad. Splad use pot, which is this. Right, and we can add back those stones again. And the curse tome as well. And maybe not attraction tome. I think that attraction tome should do something else as well, but yeah. another weapons back, maybe not mine though. Because there are certain weapons of course that aren't super good in certain situations and stuff that, right, you know. But right, right, so he has a thing that he needs to do. Right. There's a thing where you need to clear tier 2 with him, I think. Yeah. So let's do tier 2 on the desert. With Tony Maxum, yes. And oh, we're still going with 2 weapons, yes. But you know. HP region. Projectile speed. So the thing is, wireless dagger is a very good weapon because it's one of those weapons that scales like very well and stuff that, right? But you know, projectile speed also makes it even more deadly, kinda, you know. But the thing is, you won't have a lot of projectile count with it and stuff that, you know. Bones. Bone goes very well with it. The banana can also go very well with it as well. Okay, so that will charge shrines faster, which is good. Attack speed. I kinda know what we want though, if we're gonna do tier 2. If we're gonna clear tier 2 rather. Because of course with 2 weapons it will be easier to focus on the levels on the 2 weapons and stuff that, right, you know. But we're probably also going to go for the damage tone, by the way, and stuff that, so yeah. Okay, correct account on that. Okay, attack speed is good. Attack speed there. Because more attack speed usually equals more DPS. And we need a projectile count Tom as well, I think. The question is, am I gonna make the character like a, you know, like a... We're gonna make the character into a glass cannon is the question, but XP they are good. There's the projectile count and there was the damage Tom as well. Damage Tom is going to probably be mixing. I am not 100% on what the last thing is going to be. We're going to go with the crit tome. Because crit is not really that great with every single weapon. You might say that we need a boss killer weapon and stuff like that, and we can make this a boss killer weapon, but we need enough projectiles. Duration up, projectile count. That. Do we actually know, by the way, do we go with what do you call it? I'm trying to think here. So we have 2 microwaves on the stage, we only have 1 more Y. We have only 1 shady guy though. Yeah, we want to... I know that there's a thing we can get with the difficulty tone, but then we need to get 20 levels on the difficulty tone before 10 minutes. Which can be pretty rough to do here. Elite spawning trees actually, because that could be good for XP. Actually we're going with attack speed actually here. Attack speed is actually more important here. Right, yeah. Yeah, I think no problem here. Nail the flag carrier. You picked up the wrong chest, that might be bad. Or maybe not. Because now there's a big chance that we're not gonna take away our thing here. Hopefully. Damn it, I took the... That's the one item that I did not take. Okay, so how much is our attack speed? Our attack speed is 168. So almost have double attack speed. Which, by the way, is pretty insane. So luck. So a little bit of luck. Correct account on the Water Stagger. And the fact that we only have two tones is pretty good as well. I mean, imagine if we use stacked with just these two tones and stuff like that, right? You know. Correct account again on the Water Stagger. Like if we get correct account as an option, then we will go for it. Pretty much, always. But getting the projectile bounces is also going to be very important as well. Because the bounces will just spread the damage so much and stuff. Because projectile bounces there on the dagger, on the knife. You can see that the knife doesn't have very high damage on it. There's the end goal, by the way. It's like a chest. More disease is good. The critical glasses is good because that of course works when they have high health. And then what's attack speed? Okay, speed rating is good. Of course there is another microwave on the stage. We don't know of course if it's just going to be a white microwave, like a common microwave. No, it's going to be a white microwave. Why not a black microwave? There's the short shrine thing back. But yeah. I hope we go down because we didn't go down before. Actually, you know what? Projectile speed actually. And then we just need damage. Because if our projectile speed is fast enough, then we're gonna fire out things fast, okay? So there's a blue, blue crit chance? So blue microwave, so there's a bunch of blue items that are really good with this guy. Especially with these two specific weapons. Projectile speed. Speed. Because of course, okay, so there's a shady guy. That's the only shady guy on the stage. So we better have something good. The faster you move, the more attack speed again. Okay, so you know. I mean, you kinda have very good movement speed on this guy. And I hope that we can get the shotgun, by the way, on the next stage. And I don't know technically if it's affected by luck or not, right? If you have like a lot of luck, can you increase the chance from 5%, you know? Because I honestly feel the fact that they make it so that, oh, you have to make it into stage 2 makes it feel like bullshit, you know, and stuff like that, you know, because, you know. Okay, there's a nice crystal. We haven't seen a single blue item yet though. There's the damage zone. Damage. There's a shield over there somewhere. There's a legendary shrine. It's not often you see them at all. I don't know what the percentage chance it is. Oh man, that's really good. 10.8 armor, that's actually a lot of armor. That's like 13% armor, yeah. Because what you started only with 1%, and it's supposed to imitate the fact that skaters are tough. Because they often like face plant the floor, you know, and stuff like that, right? They get up, you know. Damage. Morgar. Now, one thing they should have done is that maybe once you reach a certain amount of burger, they upgrade it to a mega burger or something like that, so that it like restores more HP or whatever, right? Instead of just increasing the amount of burgers or the percentage chance of having burgers. Oh, correct their bounces and while stagger attack speed. Correct account. Count on wireless stagger, projectile count on wireless stagger, projectile count on quality tone, projectile count, attack speed, projectile count on wireless stagger. So level 27, which is pretty good. We can still have time to do some stuff here. We're not, yeah, see how we melt them. And it's weird, there's no character with atomic gun yet, it's a bit weird. I mean, I like a mafioso style character maybe. Do we even spawn the bandit here? Or is that just too crazy to do? Because the bandit could be really scary. Oh, correct account there. Can we nuke him? Will they just kill us with an executioner? I mean, maybe they should have made it also so that these bosses could give you the weapon that they have. So that, for example, this could be a guaranteed execution on the stage. So if you already were at the weapon cap, you could still get another executioner. The question is though, I'm pretty certain, right, that you can still get a shotgun even when you're at maximum amount of stuff. So no problem. Count. Okay, there's a ghost. Damage percentage. Challenge run, okay. Correct account. Alright. I don't mind, it's all the way over there. That's gonna take a while to reach. We're gonna put another one over here. We should have started going towards it earlier because, you know, I don't know how long we can survive the ghost because, you know, yes, we shoot, we attack very, very quickly and stuff that, which is good, but we don't have. We do have a lot of ghosts when we interact with stuff, so you know, there's a lot of bosses. We need to melt them quickly here. So, I mean, it doesn't seem to be a problem really, as long as we can avoid those beams. They did so much damage here because we're like... Look at that damage though, 11-9 wild stagger. Did that much damage, yeah, that's absolutely insane. And I thought 6,000. That was pretty decent though. And I'm happy with that though. I'm happy with that, so Todd Maximum, he needs to get to 50,000 kills still. Gold A-Mog. It's pretty close. So. Because that's of course required to get the Space Noodle, which is not a good weapon at all. I kind of wish that on that stage, by the way, if you, for example, if we select, for example, A-Mog here, and we go on this stage, and I kind of wish that you could use somehow used to do the crypt itself. As I think that they would be able to select the crypt, and then you beat the stage when you just escape the crypt, or whatever, right? To just have that as a thing, you know, and stuff that, right? To just have the whole escaping the crypt being a thing, you know, and stuff that, because yeah. I want to try. Maybe we can do this with 19, maybe, I don't know. Why is it so slow? Why was it going in fucking slow motion, man? I don't know why it felt like slow motion there. Yeah, this is not even close there anyway. Okay, we got 17 there. Is this because I'm recording? Is that bad? Right. Okay. I mean, I believe you can try and set up certain things here. Make certain other things go quicker here, but yeah. I don't know if that's quick enough though. That's way too slow again. Gonna have to do the bunny hop by the way, and then basically when you reach something like this you need to... Because you need to basically continue on jumping by the way as much as possible. Then you need to basically get that bunny jump going. And then not have it be interrupted like this. This could have worked though. And that was not even close. Alright, let's get the game button. I pressed the wrong button there. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes you need to get a bit lucky with the structure here and stuff like that, right? But I feel like also like something you could get, for example, is you could get like a chest and you could get like the turbo socks in the chest or whatever, right? You could get like the moon speed home, you know, and stuff like that could happen. It is entirely possible though to make the first thing there. Yeah, that's not even close all the time there. Sometimes you just have to do this, you just hold the forward button and just press the thing over and over. Okay, we got some decent thing going on here. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. But we have lost a lot of our speed here. I'm gonna ignore that though. Because this is the end. You can see that's not even the fastest there. Basically, we need to get lucky enough and start like a bunny jump session going and stuff that, right? And then we need to like... I don't know why it's so laggy, man. And it is entirely possible to actually, from the first one, they make it up there, but yeah, damn it. We're already lost now because of this. Yeah, that's so bad. I don't know if it's possible to even do when it's 20 or if 20 is too much. Weird kind of map is this? Yeah, you see we're all at 35 there, like that's the way that was gonna work. Because basically the lowest you can have is 15 on the crypt pots, and I feel like that's generally a clue how things are gonna go. But it also depends on what things you get on the stage itself. And we didn't come from there, right? No, we did not. Yo, though. Best case, man, this is still a... And that was not even close though, by the way. Now I don't know if it's like that you need to look do you need to look for like the crypt parts? Like is there something else? Is there a certain specific setup you need of the rooms? Is it basically you just look what the first room looked like from a distance, right? Maybe that just decides if you can do it or not. You know, maybe that's the thing also. No, I don't know. Because it's already too late there and the door is not... okay. So I got the 15 crypt here. But I was a bit bad. See, Gain of Bass Fag Ghosts ruined it there. Yeah, because not only did we get stuck on the thing there where we didn't jump properly. But then now this is completely ruined because of that one ghost. You must say, oh, I used to learn to move better and stuff like that. And it's so frustrating when you see people that are used very good at bunny hopping and stuff like that, right? You know, and stuff like that, you know. You can see this might look like, oh, it's really, really good time, but then it's like, yeah, that's like 8 seconds too slow. Okay, that's 15 again. But yeah, but apparently also like you could get just the power up, by the way. You could use to get the speed power up to show up here. We are already over the timer, by the way. Like not the timer that I'm going to record, you saw there. So there was a 15, which is supposed to be like short and stuff like that, right? But you know. But that's the thing, like you have to try even if it's a 19, you know, and stuff like that, you know. Maybe it's just faster sometimes to not try and get launched there, you know. Because you can do this also sometimes. Right, so that was a decent time, I would say, normally. Just that would have been like a decent time. That brings into something I could have done in the previous patch, which I didn't even realize there is a way, if you time your reset, by the way, with exiting, then you can like get a timer of 0 or something like that. And apparently there were probably people that did that did get the skin for doing things quickly and stuff like that. But it just feels so stupid if it's like, oh you're required to like knowing how to bunny hop or whatever, right? But sometimes, right, sometimes I can use bunny hop on certain stages, right, and then it's just like super frustrating when you can't do it. It's way too late already. So. And then there's of course also a thing where you kill the boss on this specific stage, and maybe you're supposed to do it on your second time to the crypt, and that's when you're meant to like, kill it and stuff like that, right, and not on the first visit on the crypt. But I feel like that's what it should say, that kill it during the first visit in the crypt or whatever, right, because otherwise it just feels stupid that you can use to it on the second crypt visit. Completely ruined there by getting stuck like that. If that would have been the end, that would have been really good. But there's a way to land exactly on that thing there to where the timer could be quick. There's nowhere near there. And I don't know if it's just that you just need a certain set of rooms or whatever, right? Or maybe you just need to go for the treasure chests. It's just impossible. See, that's the thing when you need to land there, basically, and stuff that, right? You need to land with the correct timing. You keep in mind the previous recording session I did was when I got the snake, when I figured out where the snake was and stuff that, right? It was fucking stupid. Because you're required to go into the lava and stuff that. Keep getting that thing, which is really weird. Like, we don't see that often now. Oh man, we almost got it there. Yeah, there's a specific timing to certain things, but yeah. There's a way to do that quickly, by the way, but yeah, you can see the door is already all the way over there. So yeah. But I feel like, okay, like, having, like, let's say you only do it at 15, okay, like, let's see how many, like, restarts this is. Let's only do 15 rounds, right, okay, or maybe 16 rounds as well. No, that's not enough. I know that it is possible from the very first one to bunch all the way, or you know what I mean, right? Bounce all the way to the correct one. I don't know technically if this is too long. Oh man. Oh man. 2.15 there, but keep in mind that your final time needs to be basically like, what is it, below 21 seconds. But I feel like, does that mean that you have to like, the character that you play as, do you have to be like, you know, like, is it just that, oh, you used to it with the controller and then it's like super easy or whatever, right? Because it's easier to not have to hold the keys on the keyboard, right, or whatever, you know? See, that wasn't even close there. I was gonna stand there for a while because my hands are a bit chilly. But I mean, like, this is still worth keeping this recording session just because of the fact that we did do the cactus thing and most of that, you know. And maybe there is just certain items that you just ban or whatever, right? And that you just hope that you get lucky or whatever, right? Because I feel like it's almost impossible just to, like, if you look at what the timer is at basically and stuff that, right? When you get certain layouts, right, and then you figure out, like, it almost feels like it's impossible to do some of those timers, like what are you required to basically for the very first pot? Is that pot literally required to be like the speed boost? Is that what you're supposed to do? Because again, that just feels like something that just feels like very arbitrary or very stupid if that's the case. I just wanted to check. There is probably a strat where you could make it very quickly onto the boxes, maybe. I don't know, there is a strat where you can jump from that, like, platform thing or whatever, the thing that goes up like that. This is still too slow. Because you will basically have to be done at this point and stuff that, and there's no way, like, because of course 29 seconds, you didn't actually take 29 seconds when it shows up at 29 seconds, by the way, because that's just how the game works. I want to get to 15 though. Maybe that's just a thing that you're just meant to do it with the controller or whatever, I don't know. But it feels like if it's like, oh, you just get the power up, lol, and that just feels like dumb as well, you know. Or is there supposed to be like shortcuts that you take or whatever, you know. And that timer is not even good here. And it's entirely possible, like, there are people that literally build up like insane bunny hopping speed, like like at the very start there and stuff that, which seems like absolute bullshit, you know, like how do you do that, you know? Is it just that you tilt the camera a certain direction when you're jumping or whatever, right? Is it, you know, like... Is it just that you strafe, you know? Anything close there? And then some like, why can you get crypts that are that long, you know, and stuff that. I wish that there were a lot of run, of course, obviously. And the main problem is, of course, that if you do like a run like this and you get like the whole 15 and stuff that, then you already need to like start bunny jumping already, because otherwise you have already lost. It's just what it feels like. And then you see how rare the 15 is here with the amount of resources here. Let's say that it's only possible to run a 15 or whatever, like the crypt spot being 15. Because the chest never changes, there are always 6 chests. You might think, oh, but you have... Yeah, there we go. Just there. Blocked us quite a bit there, but it's probably not the end yet. It's maybe. Wow, that's like really, really bad. Yeah, and this is not going to be below 30 seconds even, just because of the fucking super ass luck that I got there. Oh yeah, you got a 15, yeah, good luck, and then you're stuck. You get a 15, but then you get the wrong layout on the 15, and then it's just, you know, there's no like, oh, repeat this, you know, whatever, right? Or there's no, you know, I don't know if they're all challenge runs that you're meant to set up here, and you're meant to select, and maybe one of the challenges is so speed running crypt or whatever. Maybe that's a challenge you run, you know, and stuff that, you know. I'm gonna do one more attempt. Once we get a 15. And I'm not gonna get addicted and do this for like several hours. $31, yeah, that's the super rare one. 31 I think is... Nah, 31, yeah, there we go. Man, we almost got it there. Yeah, this could still maybe be it here. We did get quite a bit of speed here actually. And this is very, very friendly. This could be it here if we just could. And see, that was still 67 worse there. And that was like with what, like that was like still like a 27 escape time, I think. Yeah, so it doesn't exactly translate into what it actually is. And stuff that, you know. Why am I trying 21 there? But so those were actually the correct rooms that I think you can do fast enough. That if we just launch this perfectly here, like say, like you end up here, for example. Then of course, if you need to do that slow thing there, then that's really, really bad. See, there's the thing, that's when you had like speed there. Yeah, you see, that's not even close, and that's what's still with an 18 there. Okay. Maybe you can get it even there, you don't need that much speed. Right, and that's the exit, but still, even though that's the exit, like, that's not even close. Come on, I want at least one more good attempt. Come in for Santa, man. Santa, man. But I think... Okay, that's good. Now then we get Mega Shell's music, of course we do. Good. We need to make sure that we don't... Good. Okay, good, and we need to launch over here. Good. Okay, and now we got this. Good. But we will need this to be the exit, and this. Good. Now we don't have enough speed here. Yeah. That's a 27, so having a 29 is like a 27, so like it's like 2 seconds earlier. But the thing is, basically the escape time needs to be what is it, 21, I think. And I think maybe it's like you strafe or whatever, or before you jump or whatever, right? You hold like left or right or whatever, I don't know. Because I have been able to build up speed at that very last part of the stage there. At some point, yeah. The question is, let's say we will get the speed power up, for example, like how much would that actually do and stuff that, right, if you actually get it. But I feel like also that if you get certain things to show up, by the way, see, this might look like really good, but it's just that, yeah, we're already at 30 here. You don't see how long this was here. It's absolutely crazy, really, because this is gonna be the exit. Yeah. We got a 16 here, actually. Maybe it's actually more doable if we actually do this. Oh man. Yeah, we got some speed there at least. See that it's already 30, so it's already too late there. But you see why this seems like such a stupid challenge, unless there's a specific challenge that you do or whatever with it, you know. So we had like the speed launch there, but even though we had the speed launch, we weren't even close there. So I think, right, what is it? Maybe you need, is it a 25 you need? Maybe even, no. But yeah, because I feel like even if you get the bunny hopping speed, right, it's just that you need to land in certain ways, and then you need to get lucky with the rooms you get, you know, and then it just feels like. Because imagine, right, if it's just like, oh, you have to build the bunny hop speed like immediately, right, because there's a way to build it, but then you have to build it, know how to build it with certain characters, right? Right, and this is the end here, but still. That room is a pretty quick room though. Yoink. But then of course that was gonna block it anyway. That's the worst thing, that room can let you build so much speed, but then the annoying part is every single time you're gonna get that ghost. then if you don't get that correctly, then you snooze. The thing is, you could do this for an insane amount of hours and then never get close at all. Well, that's almost the best. I think that it's probably possible somehow to launch in the very, very middle and then end up going down the hole and stuff like that, right? And that's probably the fastest way to do that. The thing is, you need to try and be consistent, and then like you need to hope, you know, that you get you don't get the ghost to block you. Okay, that could have been it. No, that's damn. It was a 26 with that. So it's 3 seconds faster, I think. So 25, 24, 23, 22. So maybe you need to get the 24 there at the next time, but yeah. I'm not trying when it's 19. Because maybe. I don't know. If this takes it, maybe. No. I'm not even close to exit. Okay, another 15. Oh, wow, this is the... I know I've gotten this layout before, and I know that this is the layout that could work. This is the layout, man, this is the layout. This is the layout that's not that bad, because we could theoretically do a bunch of speed here. It's another good starting room there, because having that room last means that it's most likely going to be a ghost in a way. Good. Good. That's the exit. Come on. Wow. That was the 0.25 there. Yeah, why am I trying there? See there, we had the speed there, we didn't get the speed. Okay, 15. Okay, we're building the speed, oh man. And the speed died, of course it did. Damn it, I will not do it too. I get so mad when that fucking happens, right? And then it's like, oh man, yeah, the exit was there. If we didn't lose the speed there, by the way, that would have been it. We didn't lose the speed, I say, that's how frustrating it can be. Because we did do the bunny hop speed there. Maybe you need to land at an angle, maybe that's it. It kinda seems like you have to just move left and right when you jump. Is that it? Is that how you actually do it? That you just keep on doing this, depending on what direction you're going now. It seemed that maybe that was it, I don't know. Because I know that you can supposedly, you can build up the speed already here. Okay. I don't know, man, sometimes it seems so weird, sometimes it seems to be like, oh, that's the solution. And then, yeah, the ghosts just need to block you for a little while and then you lose everything. And of course, since this isn't even the exit, this is not even gonna be close at all. Unless this is the exit right here, but it's not. And it feels frustrating that it's only really close when it's the 15. And then it's just like used to reset. it's like, yeah, you need to have 15, but then it needs to be the correct room. Or the correct rooms, rather. You have a chance. Okay. We had some speed there at least. Proceed. And then you jump off the ladder. Now we've lost almost all the time again here. That was the exit door, but that still wouldn't have been close. So it would help if your hands weren't super cold. Whatever that shit is. But what is it just that the enemies have this scaling on the stage? Yeah, maybe. And we didn't even go faster at the very start there, so we're relatively lost as well. Lost this here. Maybe not, I don't know. But that was not the end. That was not even close anyway. Come on, one more, please. Please, one more. Give me one more. I need one more, please. Help me, please. Jesus, please. Help me, Jesus. And I heard you got yourself kill a rocky fella. A rocky fella. Yes. We're gonna have to make this move get bad score. Just because kill a rocky fella in the beginning of the movie, and then you know that, oh, we can't have a rocky fella being killed in a movie, like, because, you know, that's really bad with this certain group that controls all of Hollywood. Oh yeah, look at this timer, wow man, look at that, like 9 seconds too slow, this shit. Yo, that was almost like the best thing there. Now I don't think that could ever be quick in that. Yeah, this is really lengthy. Just the exit is over there, but still, you know, like if you saw how lengthy that was. That's just 19, by the way. Yeah, you can see like how big the difference can be. But of course it depends on what rooms you get again, as I said. I don't know theoretically which rooms are the fastest, you know, maybe it's the easiest rooms, the bunny hop that you want to get, you know, stuff like that, maybe there is something else you want to get, you know. Yeah. It's going to be the exit, but still, you know. A 35 exit or a 36 exit is almost very good with those amount of pots. Okay. We should have 15. Can we? We were about to build speed there, kinda, I feel like. We could still build speed here. Let's just, you know, jump around the map a little bit just because I just want to see here if we can figure it out. Maybe I don't know. No, that's gonna do it. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, we still need to do that, get killed by or killed with tornado, complete as a tier 2, that's just requires the corrupt sword, that requires the dance, which is just like tone and stuff like that. Yeah. And to move with stage 2, get 1000 kills, respond on the forest, yeah, get like total get ghost up to the 20, not 10 minutes. it's probably that thing is probably way easier to do now and stuff that to get the corrupted sword. Yeah. So yeah. Ho, it does nothing, but it looks pretty cool. So that probably means that they have planned to have hats that will actually do something and stuff that, hopefully, you know. Yep, yeah, so boom. Just have that so we can carry more weapon slots. So that's it. But yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for this time and stuff. That's, yeah, you know, we are planning to, or I am planning to, you know, this one we're actually gonna upload because we did get the cactus thing and that was, you know, worth it to get. But yeah, getting the skins, for example, as you can see here, the skins. So, for example, I would need you to clear the first crypt in the graveyard in on the 21 sector, same og and stuff that. But yeah, and then of course the thing, right? That says the thing that what is it? Is the weapon killing Big Bob? Okay, but no, it's not Big Bob. It's the other thing. Which is it an item that you get for it? No. No, it's not that. It's not the Big Bob. It's a different thing. No, it's not that either. What was it then? Because it's not this. It's not this. It's not that. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this either. Because it's not Big Bob. It's not called Big Bob even. Because it's not the Big Bob. It's the, yeah, skill kill Spooky Steve is what it's called. Which you need to kill. You're supposed to use like Athena or whatever, right? And then you're supposed to have, because as long as you have charges on your shield, then that's fucking good enough. And I believe you need a shield, then you need the frost walker boots. I believe you need specifically. And then I guess you kill it, but I think that it should say instead of use kill Spooky is one of the first lists on the crypt, because once you kill the boss on the stage, by the way, which I haven't cleared the stage, right, because, you know, there's no confirmed there, blood clears of the graveyard. But basically, once you clear the graveyard, or once you do the boss, for example, on the graveyard, I've gotten to the boss like maybe once or twice or whatever, right? And the second attempt I did do pretty well on the boss. But once you get to the boss, for example, or once you defeat the boss, you actually get to go into another crypt and stuff that is supposed to be during that crypt where you are supposed to kill the boss actually and stuff that. But yeah, but it feels like very cheap if that's what you're meant to do, you know, and stuff like that, because that just feels a bit stupid in my opinion to have to do that, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah. I'm definitely hoping, you know, as I've said before, you know, that I hope that other characters get the whole 50,000 kills and the 100,000 kills skin and stuff that, right? Because I feel like all characters should have those and stuff that, but yeah. But it's really boring also, is like all the rank 100 skill used gold skins, because there are way more ranks than 100 you can get on a character if you just play this game enough and stuff that, so yeah, you know. Yeah. But I'm definitely hoping that they're not going to continue doing the whole thing where every single stage is going to be harder than the previous one. Like maybe that's supposed to be like, oh, your plays are meant to be insanely good and stuff that, you know. And it just feels so frustrating, right? If it just feels like on certain stages you just need to really try enough until you get like a godlike run. Because sure, yes, it's great when it happens, when you get really good runs. But then it can just start feeling like really frustrating if it feels like, oh, if I want to have a chance on this stage, I need to run these 2 specific weapons. Also, then I need to lock like several weapons in order to even have a chance, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway, I did do the Game Boy list. There's only, I think, one Game Boy Color game on the list, which is technically Wario Land 2. Because basically there was, of course, Super Mario Land, there was Super Mario Land 2, which was the 6 golden coins, or 7 golden coins, or 6 golden coins. Then after that was Super Mario Land 3, which was technically called Wario Land, and after like Wario Land and then the colon, or semicolon, or whatever, like Super Mario Land 3, and then you had Wario Land 2. And technically there was a third Wario Land game, but the third Wario Land game was a Game Boy Color exclusive that didn't work on multiple systems. But supposedly there was a lot of games apparently that did didn't work on the old Game Boy. There were certain games that had semi-compatibility, like basically there were colors even if you played the game on the regular Game Boy, if I remember correctly, because okay, not on all the games, right? There were certain games that were just gonna be grey, or were just gonna get a grayscale in the game and stuff that, or like if you had a monochrome Game Boy, of course it was gonna be the monochrome screen. But then I believe there were games that actually had a color built into the game itself, so that even though regular Game Boy couldn't display color, somehow the cartridge could display color or something like that. They were like very weird because they were like basically dual games, as they call it, which worked on both systems, but then there were games that were only Game Boy Color games. And it's just so hard, right? Because like maybe I have to make a list on only Game Boy Color games, because there were a lot, because I did find a good list. Because I usually go into the in private mode and check out what the game lists are, because there was a game list that had like a lot of the Game Boy Color games. Because of course Pokemon Crystal was a Game Boy Color game, for example. Now technically both Pokemon Gold and Silver were Game Boy Color games, but you could play them on a regular Game Boy. But why would you play them on the regular Game Boy? If you have like a purple Game Boy Color rack, you would play on the Game Boy Color, you know, stuff like that. Because I feel like the Game Boy Color deserves its own thing, because I'm pretty certain that both Game Boy, because it wasn't the Game Boy Light, not because it was light, it wasn't that just because it had a lit back screen. That's why it was called Game Boy Light. Yes, it was still a lighter, slimmer system. Right, the Game Boy Light was a slimmer system, but it had like a built-in light. But I believe that every single new system, like the Game Boy Light, the game, and then the Pocket, I think the Light came first, then came the Pocket, and both of those were actually more powerful than the original Game Boy. I believe it wasn't really the graphical processor that was stronger in it. It was instead just the regular processor that was slightly faster. And then the Game Boy Color was really the peak performance of the regular Game Boy. But then of course came the Game Boy Advance after that. And the Game Boy Advance finally is more of a like it's actually above the Super Nintendo in terms of performance. And that is because of the fact that there were certain games on the system that could do certain things that were more on a PlayStation style level, because the fact that they made like Nuke 3D be on the system or on Game Boy Advance was really impressive. And there were certain other games that were more like a thing, but yeah. But I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will probably not upload this first. I will probably upload the best Game Boy, or 20 best games of all time and stuff like that. But yeah, and I will probably do the Game Boy Color list as well, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, and then I will probably upload this after that. But we will see. It depends on how much time we have and stuff like that. I really need to copy now before people say. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this, and we did unlock the cactus, which I haven't gotten yet, of course. But yeah, and of course it makes sense, right? That how you're supposed to get it, and that you're supposed to like tank the cactus heat from a distance and stuff like that. But yeah, but of course those cactuses do scale with thorns, so you know, like you're right. But it feels like very very odd if the all the times you're meant to do a Thorns build is on Athena, if it's just that character I'm meant to use Thorns, you know, because that feels like really bad if there's only a single Thorns character, right? Like, you know, and stuff like that, yeah. You know. But yeah, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next